All right, welcome back to LearnWire. Let's take a look at SkillPlate. This just launched today on October 15th, 2025 on AppSumo. This is a Kajabi contender alternative. I'm even looking at it and thinking it's really close as well to ThriveCart. So we'll be the judge of that, but it's definitely going to be a course creating platform. You have contacts, you can send emails, you can do all that stuff. So just from the looks of it and watching this 2-minute video, it does look very powerful. It could be one of the best course creation platforms that I've seen on AppSumo in reviewing AppSumo products for about 4 or 5 years now. So we're not going to spend too much time on the sales page. It just got released. It does actually have 1 review, 5 taco rating, right? There's some interesting stuff going on the pricing page, and then we're going to jump in. License tier 1 is $79. You'll get a number of contacts, 5,000. And I've had a lot of feedback in our LearnWire community that you all agree with this. They've got to do something different. I mean, look, we're just sitting here and it just keeps popping up and down. It's terrible. But the number of contacts is going to increase by 10,000. Number of active users is going to change depending on the license tier plan. The minutes of streaming per month is also going to change. The commission fees are 10%. I really don't like that. If you're going to take 10%, this is right there with Gumroad. You may as well go with Gumroad. But I do like that as you go down the ladder or up the ladder, the commission fee starts shrinking, and then you get access to everything else. Now, something interesting I don't think I've ever seen, leave a comment below if you've seen this before, but this is new to me. I don't think I've ever seen this on any deal before, which is the video storage hours. We can actually increase this, and it's going to change our price. So you can see up here, license tier 1, and you can actually come and hover over this if you wanted to max that out. So you can actually have this video storage hours. It basically means that they're storing your video. Me personally, I would rather just have my own host. Like I use Loom and I use Vimeo and so forth, and just let them host my videos and then embed them. I'm going to make a guess that you can do that. So you wouldn't have to worry about this, but if you want them to store and host your videos, which is great, I believe it does come with a sum. Video storage doesn't reset, delete, clear space. So right here, I'm not really sure if it comes with storage hours. Video storage hours, tier 1 comes with 15, tier 2 comes with 30, tier 3 comes with 50. If you're going to need more than this, if you're going to build an entire business model around creating courses, you're going to need more than this, just guarantee you. So it does look like for the lifetime deal, you can actually add that right away. You can also buy back some commission fees by clicking that, and it'll be 0 commission for life. If you add $399 to your order, they're going to eat the commission fee. What I will say about this, I've never seen this. I love the flexibility that we can come in here and create an entire tier package just for ourselves. If we don't think we'll ever get more than 5,000 contacts, we can get more video storage and take the commission fee down, which I'm just going to estimate it's probably going to still be 3, 4, or 5% because that's normal. Even just a Stripe fee alone is like a 3%. And then some. So there's going to be some fees no matter what, even if you're at 0% commission fee. That just means they're not taking additional fees as part of their business to pay their bills. It's going to bring it down to the lowest cost. But you can actually spend $865 on license tier 1. Technically, if you max out your videos and add the commission fee, you can spend $1,700. I've never seen this on a license tier 1 before. Let me know if you think that this is just kind of funny, silly, or do you also agree that at least they have this flexibility? Now, you're probably going to be better off, honestly. Instead of adding the video down here, you probably would be better off going and maxing out your tiers. Looks like tier 5 is the max at $599. You're going to get 100 hours of video storage, unlimited active users, unlimited contacts. You're probably just going to want to come in at license tier 5, and you have a 5% commission fee. You could technically buy that off back right there, and then now you're at $899, and then you could add a little bit more video. That's what I would do around the $1,000 mark. I think you're going to get a lot more on license tier 5 and doing that. So again, we'll just come over here real quick. License tier 1. Let's see. Let me take this stuff off of here. Uncheck that. So license tier 1, you got to kind of play around with this. The way they have the site, it's super hard. One trick is you can minimize the screen and maybe look at it from this angle, but then you can't see it. They really just need to fix this, but that's just my opinion. I have a hard time even doing this. This thing up here keeps popping up. It's just super annoying. Okay, guys, so license tier 1, $79. The intro ended up being way longer than I wanted it to be, and I spent a lot of time on the pricing, but this is the most unique pricing structure or offer that I've seen on AppSumo in 5 years. So I needed to spend a little bit of time on it. a lot changes between the different tiers, the commission fees, everything changes depending on what tier you get. And then every single tier you can customize, which is crazy. So license tier 179 bucks, license tier 2 149, license tier 3 239, license tier 4 349, and license tier 5, let me mark that back down here. License tier 5 is $499. So let's go take a look at some stuff. Before we jump in, I can tell you right now that my software, deal trust scoring software, it's called LTD Compass. There will be a link below if you want to go check it out. The software gave it a 7.6, an average deal. And a lot of that is because my software is not going to give someone a 9 out of 10 right out of the gates on the day that they launch. There's just not enough information. There's not enough reviews. There's not enough website traffic on here. And we're missing some stuff. But if it says it's passing as an average view, it's pretty good. The app says that you can create and sell digital products with AI. SkillPlate makes it easy to launch courses, communities, and websites to monetize your expertise without juggling multiple tools. It's an all-in-one course and digital product creation and selling platform. SkillPlate appears to be a promising tool for entrepreneurs looking to create and sell digital products effortlessly with a strong focus on community engagement and clear vision. The software has a great potential to excel in the evolving digital landscape. We have right over here now reviews and feedback. There's only one review, right? So it's not going to score it very high. You can see right over here, that has a base course, started off with a maximum. It gave it a 2 for the star rating because that's a 5. So it's still getting maximum score for having 5 tacos. But then like on the review volume, it's only going to get a 0.25 of a point because in order to get the max of that, you need to have up to 50 reviews, right? There wasn't enough, and there's not enough reviews to get more points than 1 on review quality and review community. So that's kind of the way that my scoring tool and algorithm works. Roadmap and longevity, you can see over here, even just like website traffic, it does get 0.75 points. So it actually does have some pretty good traffic, about 13,000 visitors per month. It does have a roadmap. You can look over here. That's what the website looks like, traffic going to the site. And you can look at the landing page right there as well. Here's the roadmap. They've got a bunch of stuff on the roadmap, and we're going to go inside of SkillPlate and take a look. You can see I'm on AppSumo tier 3 right here. We can go and get started. It looks like the menu is on the left-hand side. They do have an introduction video right there that we could go and watch and kind of learn about what to do. And it does look like this dashboard or this getting started page, AI course generator. We could type in the course name, generate, set up our brand and colors and coaching sessions. We can set up our custom domain. We can create a product. We can connect our Stripe account right there. We can join their community and follow them on YouTube. That's a get started section. Then you have your dashboard over here. It's going to load for a minute, and this will tell you new accounts, earnings. So this will be your nice dashboard to look at where you can see what your monthly reoccurring revenue is if you have any reoccurring products or subscription-based products, how many new subscribers you have, new accounts, earnings, enrollments, churn rate. I like these numbers right here. So you can either build a model based off of monthly reoccurring revenue, which is kind of like the way school is kind of built, or you can sell one-off courses and you'd be looking mostly at earnings right there and so forth. It's going to show you all your recent transactions. Kind of reminds me of a lot of other platforms, even like System kind of has a little bit of a map out like this a little bit. Doesn't look as nice as this. So just overall, right off the bat, I like what I'm seeing. I like the layout. It's very clean, very easy to use. You can go and look at your orders over here. It's going to load how many refunds, succeeded total, chargeback, all that good stuff. Products, we can create a new product here as well. You have all products, online courses, product bundles. So I like that you can create bundles, communities, generic products, and downloads. Then you have your website you can create, your file manager, discounts, referrals, plan and billing, and settings. So there's going to be a lot to go over. So what I want to do is create a product real quick, create a course, show you what that looks like, and then look at the landing page. That will be my review. If not, we could spend an hour in the software. You can already see that there's going to be so much to learn. One thing I want to look is there's referrals right there, users. So maybe users would be right here, import, export. We could go and added me as a user. Now I'm wondering how we could send messages to them. Like how do you if you have a user, we have tags over here. We can set that up, send a welcome email. So we could click that on, but I am trying to see where do you send email newsletter. So I'm going to go, maybe, what is it? My training, maybe. Okay, so under notifications, there's this entire page where we can actually go and turn on all the different emails that will be sent out. They're automatic emails when someone enrolls into a course, the email and the login. You can cite, someone signs up to the website, welcome email. There's a lot of control here. Student course emails right here. They sign up to a new course, they get an email, a new course. You could turn that on. You can invite them to Discord, course welcome. And maybe you can go in here to edit. I don't see how you could add another email here and have some type of drip campaign go. A module drip sent when a module has reached its drip date and has become active. So that's not really what we're looking for, like on an automation or a lead automation. So I'm not seeing where we can actually just do a newsletter, like just an email your list that you created a new course or something like that. So that's left to be unseen. I mean, we have a referrals page over here. We can invite and send an email. We have a referral link right there. I think that this might just be the affiliate program, to be honest. So I'm not really seeing that. Maybe under the Get Started button over here, we can come back over here, and I'm just kind of trying to see. There isn't anything about email marketing, and we'll go back over here. I think it's just you get number of contacts, right? Number of active users. So I'm not seeing unlimited email marketing. There is an unlimited email marketing right here. Maybe I'll have to use the tool a little bit more. Another thing is when we come over here to My Training, I click on this, nothing happens. Nothing happens on the My Training button. And so that's just, it's just something to notice. Maybe a small bug or something. But there's no training right there. And I'm just not seeing where we can go out there. They need to have a button that says email. So we can click on it and send an email to all contacts. I'm just not seeing that. I'm also not seeing any integrations available, like where we can integrate like GetResponse, Aweber, ConvertKit, all that stuff. I'm not seeing that either. So those are just some things to be aware of. Now we're going to test the software, create some products, and check out the landing page. All right, so I'm going to get started and create a course on email marketing for fun. So I'm going to say here, email marketing 101, something like that. We'll keep it kind of basic and see what it can do for us. SkillPlate's going to go out there, use its AI to research the topic and possibly come up with our outline for us. We'll see. It says it's generating our course. It generates your course outline. It has a timer right over here. We'll be right back in a minute. Okay, so then now it just loaded Email Marketing 101, and you can see that we have Introduction to Email Marketing, History of Email Marketing, Understanding Permission-Based Marketing, Email Marketing in the Digital Age. Obviously, some of those we might want to change. Can we click on this? And this is where you could come in here and change all that. This is where you would go and select your video file and add your thumbnail here. The availability and drip. You can actually drip this content out, or you can just say coming soon, or you can just leave that off. Here's where you can put it as draft or published. I noticed that it all came just in published format, which is interesting. I'm sure under the settings, you can have it default to draft, but publish is fine too, because you wouldn't be sending this to anybody anyways. So it might actually save you a step. We can come over here and add an image, a lesson resources. So that's where you'd put your files and links. You can type in anything you want right here. And what would you do with video right here? This is where you can go and search your available files. We can add a file here, and we'll just come in here and add the video from yesterday. Or let's just add this one, a 14-minute video, and see how well it does. So now it's going to upload that 14-minute video for us. I'm going to go ahead and pause. Actually, it doesn't look like I need to pause uploading the item. Okay, so I'm going to come back and show you that it's about 8:32, almost 8:33. So it's been about 3 minutes. What you're going to want to probably do is have your videos and upload them to the media manager so that they'll already be uploading in the background, and you'll be able to search for your files here. If you're doing this just one off at a time, you're going to be sitting here doing nothing for a while. You can see, I like the status bar. It actually shows you the upload process, and it should be finishing up right now. It did take about 3 full minutes, and that's not a lot of time, but when you're just sitting here waiting for the next task, you're just literally just sitting here. I would recommend recording your videos probably, and then coming and doing one kind of final. So this says upload complete, and now it's processing, so I still can't push the done button. We've uploaded, but then now it has to process. So I'm going to click this right here. But you can see it's processing, and we don't get a status of the processing right here. And we can't move on to done yet because we will lose our work, I believe. So I'm going to need to pause the video right here. So I would say a little bit on the, I upload a lot of videos to different platforms. This is kind of a normal step, uploading videos to YouTube or Loom or other platforms. This part right here is taking maybe a smidgen longer than I'm used to. I'm curious to see the quality and what it looks like once it's done, but I'm going to have to pause for now. Okay, so it's still processing the video. We're 5 minutes in right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and it does check mark. We can delete the file, or I can push done. So I'm going to push the done button right there, and there we go. Okay, so it's still, I believe, processing, but we do upload the video, and we can go and take a look, I believe. So let's take a look. Push play. All right, welcome back to LearnWire. It does say SkillPlate on it, but is branded by SkillPlate. Not a big deal at all. It just shows that that's where the video host that you're watching from. You can tell it's fully blurred out and everything because it's not done processing. So I can't really fully judge that. Maybe we'll try to come back because we know that it was still processing. So that's what that will look like. I am trying to see what it would look like for the user because I'm not seeing the ability to speed up and watch on fast speed, but maybe that's just because of the view we're in right now. This is where you'd come in, update, add your files, add your video, and so forth. We'll take the video, if you have a video, and use that as the image. I do like that. That does save a lot of time, but if you're doing a formal, really polished course, you're probably going to want to upload a custom thumbnail. And then you can add new modules by clicking over here. So when we're hovering over here on the left-hand side, all the different lessons, you can see when there's a video uploaded. I really like that. It just kind of gives you that peace of mind or status when you're looking over here and you're like, oh, maybe I want to do the crafting emails section. And so you could click on that. You could go and work on that lesson. And you just know that email marketing is already done. I've created and sold a lot of courses in the past 5 years. I will say that keeping track of where you're at and everything, I usually use a Google Doc and highlight or do a strike through when I'm done with a lesson. Generally speaking, you move from the first lesson to the end of the course. But in this case, by the fact that it's creating the curriculum using AI for us, once you get this all mapped out, this becomes your Google Doc and outline. By putting a video here, it tells you where you're at along the way. That is a huge plus from an efficiency standpoint. You really could get through creating courses pretty quickly. You can also add a certificate when they're done as well. There's a lot of good stuff we can do in here. Let's look at the course settings section real quick. This is where you can do that display course niche. What is this? Above the course name on the landing page, we can, auto-publish. So that's where you can auto-publish modules, auto-publish lessons, but it already did that for us. It wasn't checkmarked, so that says published, but we didn't have that checkmarked. So that part is a little iffy to me. Pre-order sale, course launch date. I do have a lot of settings in here that you don't see a lot of the time. Here's the settings page and the full screen mode. Here's the description. It did all this for us. You're going to want to read through this and make sure that you're actually teaching all this stuff in your course and go through there. Obviously, this stuff's fake right here, so you're going to want to add those testimonials or just take that part off until you can add some proper testimonials. This is where you're going to add your one-time payment, installment subscriptions, the course payment link right here. Let's see what that looks like over here. This is what that payment link would look like, LearnWire.SkillPlate checkout. And this is what the checkout would look like. It's loading for us right now. That kind of took a little longer than I would like as far as how long it took to load. But this is what that landing page or that payment page is going to look like. You have a Discord connection. You have your social channels. You can connect all those. They really have thought of a lot. I have to give them credit on that. Now I'm going to push the preview button, see what this looks like in the preview. And this is what it would preview and look like from a student's standpoint. It's highly polished. It's what you would expect in kind of any of the other course platform, Teachables and Gific and Thrivecart courses, things like that. And a system's another one of those. Kajabi. So I'm going to go with next module. Actually, I'm going to go back here and I want to go back into the first module and click on the one that we know we have created. This is what it's going to look like for a student. They can go and push the next button. I notice little things like this, search videos and resources. I like that they have a search function there. And this is what it's going to look like. All right, welcome back to LearnWire. And this is where you have your 1.5, 2. I really recommend them add a 1.75 speed right there, but 1.5 will work and 2 will work. I would recommend adding a 1.75, which is a nice sweet spot between super fast and not quite fast enough. So I'd recommend that. You can choose the quality as well, and you can go full screen. It did get a little less blurry there. I'm not sure if it's going to improve or not, but definitely good enough. So that's what that would look like. You can click on this resources section and add notes along the way. They have thought of a lot of, so pleased to see all that. We're going to back out. We have our course that we've created. Here's your products. This is what it looks like when people are signing into your course. But I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that. So now we're over here. You have your first course right here that's obviously not complete. It's asking me to log in again. So I'm going to log in real quick. So there's what your course will look like. You can put your price and all that there. Let's go to products. A product is a course. You could create generic products or downloads. If you had a simple PDF download, you could go in here and create this. And you can just say, 101 email subject lines. Let's say that that's a quick PDF product that you want to create and deliver. Then you can come in here. We could say published draft right there. You have all your normal options that we saw in the course. We can put in a product subtitle, product description right there, the thumbnail. We can create a landing page. And this is where you'll go and upload that file, that PDF or document or whatever, and push save. Now you have a product that you can quickly deliver to people. That's considered a download product. And then finally, we'll come down here to website and see if we can kind of go and add a theme, product pages, landing pages. Let's go here and just click this and we can add a theme. So we have a theme store we can take a look at. These themes cost money, $49. They only have 2 starter themes. I'm wondering if you can create from scratch. What does view website look like? It's taking me to a login. I'm not really sure what we need to do there. Let's choose this theme right here, preview theme. Take a look and see what it looks like. This is what your website could look like. It's a nice clean theme. I want to see the customization. So let's just say we add the dark theme here. It's installing the theme real quick. And then we have the theme installed. That's the starter dark mode, but it's actually not dark. Some things stand out that are confusing. It's saying that it's the dark mode, but it's showing the light one. I'm going to go with edit website. And this will take us into the website editor. We've got the dark theme. This is where you'd come in and click on different things, change here, change your text here. How do you change the color of the font? Come over here, custom color. That's the banner, heading, change the color there. Did that work? No, that was actually that part right there. So you have to mess with this. Obviously, we changed that part to red. You'd come in here and you'd change everything from the left-hand side, not as many options from what you would normally think, like what you see is what you get. But let's see how well you can go like this. I do that. That looks really clean, editing things like that. If we wanted to change out this icon, it's right over here. That's where you'll change the icon. You're going to spend quite a bit of time in here getting the site to look the way you want it to, but that is the full site editor. There's all your pages to your website, so you can go and edit each one. If you pick this product up, you're probably going to spend a good week getting everything looking the way you want to. I mean, you're going to tackle one thing at a time. You're probably going to spend 2 days on the website, going into every single one of these pages, changing the copy and creating each of these pages. Then you're going to create your first course and product. So if you buy this product, it's still not going to do the work for you, right? You definitely got to know that. But does this have all the features to run an entire business? Absolutely. The training section, we're a day later now, and I'm not seeing the training section is just a dummy. They're probably going to be adding those soon. Here's that file manager. I think you can come in here and you see our video right there. I would recommend recording your whole course after it does the outline for you and go in and upload all 10, 20 videos. Name your files like video 1, video 2 type thing, and then the title after it. That way you can find videos a lot faster. The only other thing that's kind of missing that I did not see is how to send out a newsletter blast. I just don't see. You would think that if there's all these contacts, there would be a way to email your entire list of customers, and I'm just not seeing it. I think it would be under user, export, import, new user, and I'm just not seeing even select all users. So we have the user selected. Where do you go to send emails? I would think it would be right here. I'm just not seeing it. There's no option to email them. Send custom email. So I finally found it. I shouldn't have to dig this deep to find a way to email people. So let's just say we have 1,000 people in here. You're going to come in here and select them all, and then go to the 3 dots and click that. This is where you have all the options. You can add tags, remove tags, all that stuff. Send custom email. This is where you're going to go. This will send the custom email you have configured in the email notifications to all selected. Are you sure? send. So you would not want to do that yet. You would want to go into notifications and go into custom email. You've got to go into custom email and you've got to edit this. So this is where you would add your new email newsletter. Now, it kind of blows my mind that they did not teach us to do this. There's no training on this, and then I'm having to figure this part out for myself. Then you would add your email copy here, and then you would save. So action succeeded. And then you would go over and you would have to go to, where were we at? Notifications. Then you would want to go to users. Figuring this part out is most people are not going to get to this point. They really are not. But when contacts and emails is a big part of your platform, that's like the whole lifeblood of your business. I would have imagined that they would have made an entire module for emails or emailing. Instead of having to do these little things and then select these 3 little dots here, there should be an email button somewhere. Send a newsletter to subscribers or something like that. That's the way I would have done it. This is where you're going to send the custom email and then you're going to send it, and it's going to, I'm going to go ahead and push send and just see what ends up happening. It says that it's send, and I'm going to go into my email and see if I'm going to actually get the email here in a minute. So we did get a newsletter. It did go into my email. So it did send. And I got to be honest, I'll end with this. That's actually one of the biggest parts of this platform. Now, we don't know what their email delivery rate is going to be because they're going to be sending from their own servers. And when you're starting to manage hundreds or thousands of customers, and then they have hundreds or thousands of customers that they're actually emailing, it creates a very big challenge. And so that would be one of the biggest hurdles that SkillPlate will have to overcome, because of some of the issues I know these email companies have, is that if they let everyone come in here and start blasting emails or adding people, like if you go to users and people come in here and add thousands of people they don't have permission to and start emailing, and you got bounce rates and all that, they're going to have to deal with that. And they're not really talking about that, but that is going to be a big one. I do like that you can do this. I don't like that it was kind of hard to figure out. And they are going to have to deal with the deliverability and quality control from an email deliverability standpoint. That's what keeps big companies alive, like ConvertKit, GetResponse, Aweber, and so forth. That's why they're so strict on their rules, because if they just let everybody email people that you don't have rights to email, then their delivery rate goes down, then they lose customers. So that part is a huge part of this business. And so if you are buying this for the email ability and contacts and everything, you just need to keep that in mind as well. So this was my giant review of SkillPlate. Overall, I was thoroughly impressed with it. The pricing is extremely flexible. I'm curious if that's a good thing or a bad thing for you guys. But you can get in and get started at $79. I wouldn't, because of even just like the video hours and the number of contacts and stuff. One last thing, this was founded a little over a year ago. It is still in pre-seed. It's startup, less than 10 employees, and it's based out of New York. So overall, my confidence level, I don't really know where this is going to be at in a year or two. But I do like the concept and I like the product. And I do think that if you want to build a course creation business, sell digital products and everything, I get it that there was some things that I didn't test, like I didn't add a payment process or I didn't do all those things. So I have to go off of, that stuff probably works. You can add your Stripe account and all that. It's what people typically use. I didn't see PayPal integration. So, there's things that need to be developed with the platform. They definitely need to add more templates to their landing pages and so forth. I do think that there's going to be a learning curve on this software. From what I saw, there's going to be a learning curve. It's just not the easiest, most simple to use. So I have to put all that into consideration. And when I consider it against all the technical things that you can do and all the workflows, you can really do some crazy stuff with ThriveCart courses and stuff. I'm talking about rules and automations and workflows. I would say ThriveCart, for example, is probably way more powerful. It's not necessarily better looking from a UI standpoint, but it is more powerful, and it's stood the test of time for years now. When you compare this to Teachable and Kajabi, I haven't really used Kajabi, so I can't say if it's better, tied, or worse. I would probably imagine Kajabi is way more developed, multi-million-dollar business. But overall, I'm trying to be really fair There was a lot of good and some things that I just noticed that, oh yeah, like they've got their work cut out for them a little bit. Overall, do I think that this is a good deal and a good starting point? Absolutely. I'm going to give this a 4.2 rating, 4.2 out of 5, a solid tool. The link will be below if you want to go check out SkillPlate. Thanks so much for joining me, and type in SkillPlate if you made it all the way to the end. You are a rock star. Thank you so much for joining me for this long review, and I will see you in the next video.